The grounds have been prepared. The paths raked. Everyone and everything is in place. All is in its final state of readiness. You may enter whenever you choose. Leaving, however, is another matter.
Nerdy.
Nostalgic.
Madly inappropriate.
This is Nerd Hat.
Nerd hat, I was late. Why am I robot?
Nerd Hatters.
Yep.
Oh, we're recording. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I've
what
been
that's what the
completely
countdown
off
was
cue
for.
all night.
If you live on the East Coast, in the middle of the East Coast, you may be experiencing some cold things. It's
Yes.
dark and sad, and it's January. It's the
Colder
80th
things.
day. It's January 88th.
It's a
What?
It's been a very long, very long month, and it will not end.
That was a good year.
Yeah. It's a little
I barely
icy
remember
outside.
it. Ghostbusters.
We're recording virtually via Riverside. Shout out to Riverside. We really enjoy using their product. It's helped a lot. But yeah, the ice separates us, but we're together in spirit.
Yes.
Ew.
Darn that, Elsa.
Too corny.
No,
It took me
it's
a while,
just
but
ice.
88
Ice
88 days this
sounds.
month.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't
Ice
think of
feels
what?
different now.
Ice.
We're not going to go down that road today.
Oh, that
Ah.
ice. No.
Hey guys,
Dirty.
it is season 7.
That's right.
7.
Season 7 with a
7.
period. Season 7, baby.
The number of completion.
We are
Unless
here.
we keep going.
We are here. It's February.
Wait, no, it's not.
Well, it will be
Oh,
once
sorry.
it will be once they hear this. We're recording in January, but it will be February
It's
when you hear this.
2026 at some point.
That's right. 2026. And we're kicking off our 4th year of podcasting, or well, technically my 5th year, but as far as podcasting together with Nerd Hat, our 4th year. We will be celebrating our 4-year anniversary later this month.
That's right. That includes the time in which we were not called Nerd Hat. We were Reverent Nerds, correct?
That is correct.
Right.
Yes. The Irreverent Nerds. Will and I, well, once you came on, we became the Irreverent Nerds plural, which was, I think, episode 5 or 6, somewhere in there, where you officially
I
came on.
forgot.
You came on as a guest first.
You were by yourself?
Just for a little bit.
Oh.
And then Will was my first guest. And then I asked him shortly afterwards if he would be my permanent co-host, and he agreed.
That's so sweet.
And then we walked down the aisle and said our vows. And, and he's been stuck with me ever since. No.
That's really sweet.
Anyway, yeah, 4 years. Season 7, baby. We made it. Yeah. So look for that celebration dropping the 3rd episode of this month. Speaking of which, we are doing our darndest to go back to weekly episodes. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit shorter, but we're going to pop one out every week.
I don't like that way you said that.
Instead of bi-weekly. So as announced on our Instagram, we are talking today about the 1997 PC game Riven.
Whose idea was it to put this in the hat?
Me!
Was Laura?
Oh, I should have known that.
Are you serious? Did you not know?
No.
I
don't know. Both of you seemed excited about it, but I was starting to put the pieces together.
Okay. So should I say why I picked it?
Well,
Because he already asked a question.
Before
I'm
you
just
do that,
joking, by the way. I'll explain my feelings later. Go ahead.
before you do that, I'm going to explain our format because it's going to be a little bit different this season than it was last season. We are moving away from the battle format that we used in season 6, where we pitted properties against one another. Not for every episode, but for most of our episodes, we approached that format, and we had fun with it. We had a good time. We haven't necessarily thrown it away, but we are focusing more on single topic episodes.
My only
7.
regret is we didn't get Mary Poppins versus that lady from Magic School Bus.
Oh,
Mary
that would have been
Poppins versus
interesting.
Miss Frizzle. That would be interesting.
No, it's Miss Frizzle all the way.
Yeah, I have to say
Wow.
Miss Frizzle would win that. Class. No. No.
What?
No.
Jokes.
No.
Jokes.
I can't do a Miss Frizzle. Anyway, so our basic format for most of the properties that we'll be reviewing this year is the Nerd Hat rating scale. We're going to be following an acronym, essentially. SCALE spells scale.
I just now noticed.
Yeah.
I
So,
just now noticed. Yep.
so this will be basically the format of
It makes
each
so much more
episode.
sense now. Look at that.
We'll talk about these different categories as we review our films and TV shows, video games, etc. So I'm going to run this down once and I'll post it on Instagram as well if you want to go back and reference it. And then after that, I'm not going to re-explain it. The scale. S stands for story. Why should I be interested? Or another way, why should I care? C stands for characters. Who should I care about? A stands for aesthetics. Where does it transport me? L stands for longevity. How has or will, if it's a new property, how has or will this hold up? And lastly, the E stands for entertainment. What did I enjoy the most, or did I enjoy this at all? Was it fun? Because something can be fun, even if it's terrible in all those other areas. It might be so bad that it's good.
Like drugs.
Like,
What? I was going to say Dragon Ball Evolution, which would be a
Oh.
complete lie. But
'Cause some
drugs,
movies
I have to admit, that would probably be better than Dragon Ball Evolution, though.
Yeah, and there's some movies that I would give top marks to on those first four, but I just did not enjoy at all. So, yeah, you get the idea. Each one of those can get up to a full nerd hat. We'll be rating these as we have in the past, but we're going to be doing it a little bit more rigorously this year. At least that's going to be our goal. So, if we give something 5 nerd hats, that this is an effing masterpiece in our eyes. It's not mediocre. So yeah, that is kind of an explanation of the 1 to 5 rating in our nerd hats. 1 is like, nope, don't ever care to see this again. Wish I hadn't seen it the first time.
Bleach my eyes.
2 nerd hats is, I paid money for this. It's like you live with some regret. 3, it's fun but forgettable.
Like
4,
drugs.
like drugs. 4, this movie rocks. And 5, effing masterpiece. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Fucking masterpiece. Because we have an explicit rating and we can get away with that. So, haha.
You do.
That's it. That's the only time I'm going to explain that this year, unless my co-hosts need me to explain it again.
Every episode.
I'll do it off
I'll say Richard.
off mic. But yeah, I'll put those out on the Instagrams for y'all to take a look at. So just know that we're going to try to follow that outline. Story, characters, aesthetics, longevity, entertainment. Nerd Hatters, we would like to know what is in your nerd hats. For 4 years now, you've been listening to what's in my nerd hat, Laura's nerd hat, Will's nerd hat, Dan Johnson's nerd hat, Lars Descenda's, you name it. You've heard a lot of stuff coming out of a lot of nerd hats. Now we want to know what's in yours. This season, the 4th episode of every month is going to be reserved for listener/guest. Maybe you want to be a guest. Think about it. So, listener selections. 4th episode every month. We want to know, what would you like us to cover? What is just aching to creep, crawl, leap live out of your nerd hat? Let us know. You know how to do it, right? Drop us a DM, leave a comment, rating, review, like, subscribe. We'd like you to do those things too, but let us know what is in your nerd hat. All right, it's time to get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Live long and prosper, nerds. All right, let's get down to it. First one is going to be story. And we're going to start with Laura because this was Laura's selection. So, Laura,
Yes.
what's the story? Why should we be interested in it? Or more specifically, why were you interested in reviewing Riven?
Oh man. So I was, depending on the year, but depending on the month, I was 7 when this came out. And I believe though I was like 12 when me and my two brothers were playing it on this huge PC in my parents' room. And we would all take turns trying to break the puzzles. And I remember sitting behind one of my brothers, and like I had this journal with me. So I would, while they were going from room to room, and like we would all take turns, I remember drawing out kind of like what I did when I was watching it at first. I was drawing out some of the clues or things that might be helpful in the future. So it looked like, for me, it felt like I was there. Like I was dropped off on this random ass island and taking notes and like discovering the animals that lived there, cuz I just drew what I was seeing, and it was like this whole quest that all three of us were on. We would spend hours playing this game and solving the puzzles and discussing it amongst each other. And this was like early 2000s.
So this came out in 97. So
Yeah.
depending on when you
This
guys
is
bought
like,
it, when you bought it.
yeah, so this is like 2002.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, I just love it. Is funny too, because I remember the game so much differently than when the three of us, like me, you, and Will, were watching it through. I had no memory of it moving as slowly as it did. I thought we were walking. Like I thought it was
like through a 3D landscape.
Yes!
Like, that was your memory of it.
That was my memory. So we're doing this what looks like now a choppy, like, then this screen, or what was it? Not a slide. What's it called?
It's like you move from one picture to the next.
Yeah, one
or you
picture
move
to the
deeper into the picture
Yeah.
almost. It's like whoop, whoop.
Yeah. So it's not like you're actually walking. You're just looking. You're seeing a scene, and then you turn around, see another scene, and there is no in between. So I have any memory of that, and I think that's how powerful this game was back when it came out. I have no memory
Just
of it.
really got immersed in it.
I immersed. Even though I was in my parents' bedroom and we were eating snacks. I don't know. It was just, yeah.
She got sucked into a linking book.
Sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Got sucked into the what?
Linking book.
Linking
I
book.
know
Yeah.
teens. Thanks to
Okay.
you.
Okay. So yeah, I loved the color palette. I loved the quiet mystery of it all. Like there's so much
Very
like what
quiet.
is actually so quiet. And there's so much like you have to work to get to the next thing. There are no shortcuts. You can't just go, kind of like the horror game we played earlier. That's like, okay, now we're just going to go here. Oh no, there's a monster. Let's go out. You have to be intentional. It's like a game of meditation and like persistence. And it's like you have to like set yourself up before you play it to like have the right perspective beforehand. So that's why I picked it.
Okay. And speaking of story, before we go too much further, I want to talk a little bit about the backstory of the game. Now, Will has done some research on that for us. Will, do you have some highlights for us from just the research you did about the creators and whatnot?
The creators. Yes, I was going to ask if you meant like the backstory, or if you meant the real world, how it happened. Okay.
Real world.
Yeah,
Rand
real
Miller
world.
and Robin Miller were brothers. Are brothers, I assume, still right now. Yes.
They're
That's
both
not what I
dead.
meant. They are brothers. Huh?
Yeah, I think they're both still alive, but yeah.
Yeah, in
They're
their
basically
graves.
our parents' age.
That makes me feel old.
No.
Dang.
Slightly younger than my parents, but still the same decade they were born in. So they formed the company Cyan together, eventually renamed it Cyan World. But yeah, they did a few games together. I think Robin was a music composer. I can't remember. And I think that Rand did the art. But anyway, they did the Manhole, Spelunks, and Cosmic Osmo, and the World Beyond the Mackerel. Just a crazy name. Makes you want to play it. Anyway, so they did those. I think they were more like children's games, though. before they jumped on to a more adult version of their game formula, which would be Myst. They did Myst in '93. That was the year it released. It was a huge success. Then they did a sequel, Riven, in '97. Both games broke sales records.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know?
No, why
Yeah.
would that?
Well, I think I
I
think
know,
I
I thought
heard
we were all looking into this.
Oh, that's great. Well, continue.
I think I heard that maybe as of the time that Riven came out, Myst at that point, I don't know if it had been dethroned, but at that point it was the best-selling
Dang.
game of all time.
Were
Like,
there
yeah,
not other
that-
games
that-
out?
oh, there were.
You
Wow.
understand
What don't you
But okay.
understand, William? What don't you understand?
how Mario didn't beat Myst.
Because Myst is probably, I don't even know anything about Myst. Just playing Riven, I
Okay.
know Myst is real pretty. And pretty things win. I don't know.
Well,
I
I'm
don't,
just
I'm just
joking.
making stuff up.
Yeah. Now I don't know if that statistic was referring to like across the spectrum of all video games, or if that was specifically best-selling PC game. That I'm not entirely sure of, but it's at least that I would say the best-selling PC game at that point.
Yeah, I
at
would
that
agree
point.
with that.
Probably not now, but like at that time. Like when it-
I was 8 years old when Myst came out, and I do remember it. I remember maybe not that year, but I became aware of it sometime. It was the best-selling PC game, at least between '93 and 2003.
Hmm.
And I did become aware of it at some point in those years, and I didn't like the graphics at the time, but I was a child, and
The graphics of what, Myst?
yeah. But I was a child, and like my preferred graphics was 16-bit Sega Genesis Super Nintendo. So I just had a different taste. Like I said earlier, I was playing things like Mario. But anyway, getting back to the history of this, Rand Miller and Robin Miller, the two brothers, they both acted as different characters in the series. Rand Miller played Atris and also one of Atris's sons, and then Robin Miller played the other son, and that was in the game Myst. In the sequel, of course, Rand comes back to play Atris, but then we get into exploring the family tree a little more. Are you plugging your ears, Laura?
The volume's too loud, so I was
Oh,
holding it.
sorry.
No, you're fine. It's the volume. It's not you.
I
It's
thought you were just like, I don't want spoilers.
It's totally you, William. Loud
well, it's that deep
person.
resonant voice.
I think Will has a great voice. It's like it's
Is
big
it
and
resonant
deep
evil?
and wide, deep and wide.
Deep and wide.
William voice is deep and wide.
Deep and
So,
wide. That's what she said.
so I think it was Ubisoft. I can't remember, but two.
The hell, Richard? Sorry,
What
Richard
just
was.
happened? What did he say?
Gosh,
I pulled out of
Grief.
that's what she said.
good grief,
In
Richard.
reference to deep and wide.
Ew,
Wow. What? Wow.
ew, ew.
I'm just gonna block this from my mind right now.
Oh my gosh.
We got to earn that mildly inappropriate moniker.
We're not the
He
Reverend
earned it.
Nerds anymore, Richard.
We are mildly inappropriate still.
Mildly.
Anyway, we digress. So, I think you mentioned the brothers acting as the characters, so that I think is a good transition into our next topic, which is the characters. So,
Yes.
obviously, the main character is the player.
Yeah,
Like-
do we have a name?
I don't think so. I don't think you can
The
give yourself a
Stranger.
name in it. But
His
like
name is the Stranger.
the stranger. Okay.
Hello,
Yeah.
stranger. How did the stranger come to be?
He was from Earth and picked up a linking book that had fallen out of when Gin, the grandfather, and Atris, the son, and Catherine were all spoilers, by the way. I mean, this
Tell
game's
me.
been out a long time, so shame on you if you. I don't know, but if you want to play it, I'm spoiling it.
Oh gosh, spoiler alert. Sorry, you everything. Go ahead.
So the age was falling apart, and a ravine opened up, and if you fell into that ravine, you would go to Earth. It was actually a link to Earth. So Atris destroyed all the linking books to trap his father Gin there. Then he used the last linking book as he jumped into the ravine, and the last linking book sent him to Myst. Myst was created by Catherine and Atris as an age that they would escape to live out their lives, raise their children. Myst was their personal home that they kept secret from Gin. And there's so much to explain here. I'm not going to explain everything.
There's a
But then in Myst, like
yeah.
Book. fell
They-
into the ravine, and then that book somehow made it to Earth, where your character, the stranger, picks it up, looks at it, is
And
just
touches it.
marveled. Yeah,
And then
touches that
and then
moving picture.
zaps
Then he
into
goes
that
to
cave.
Mist. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a port key,
Mm-hmm.
but in the gaming world.
At the end of Riven, they show you the thing. It's like a black hole.
Is that the
Yeah.
Starfisher
Yeah.
that they talk
I
about?
think so.
Yeah, they talk about the Starfisher, which I think that's what that is. Like, and I've seen a clip of it. Like, yeah, that is the ravine or the fissure that you fall into. Fissure.
Sure.
Speaking of the characters, like you mentioned, Gen,
Is
which is
Gen the bad guy?
basically he's like
Yes.
the evil father of Atris.
And is
Yeah.
Atris the guy we met at the beginning?
Yes.
Atris has the hots for Catherine.
They're
Well,
married.
that's
and they
his
have
wife.
2 children. Yes.
I rest my case.
Well, his two sons feature prominently in Mist.
They're also
Well,
evil.
so like
Wait, how old are these people?
I don't know.
I don't
Because
know.
they don't look that old. They look like they're
Well, Rand was in his 30s, I think, when they made the first game. He was born in 59.
But Atris, the character, is probably supposed to be older because he has two grown sons who
Yeah, of course.
who had, I think, correct me if I'm wrong. This had they imprisoned him in some way? Doesn't
Yes.
the player rescues Atris at the end of Mist? Correct.
Yeah, in Mist, both Atreus the second, whatever, and the other guy, I don't remember his name, the one played by Robin Miller. I don't remember the names. Anyway, they're both pleading with the player to free one of them from the books. Free me, don't free them. Free me, don't free him. And there are at least 3 different endings to that game.
mm-hmm.
The true ending is if you don't release them and instead you release the father, but you have to find his book to release him, and that's Atris. The brothers
Wait. I don't
imprisoned him in that
We're
book.
talking about Mist.
Oh, Mist. Okay.
Yeah, Mist. The first game, the
Okay.
brothers, Atris's 2 sons, imprisoned their father Atris in a linking book or void or something on the other side of the linking book. Why, I don't know, other than the fact that I think he was just trying to correct them because they were becoming kind of egomaniac with God complexes or something.
Who wrote the journal Richard was reading?
Oh, in Riven?
Yeah, in Riven.
See, that would have been that was Atris, I think, right?
I
Because
think
we're
so.
the player, and wasn't Atris. So here we're getting more into the story of Riven itself.
Oh, right.
So getting into this story as I recall it, of Riven. So it starts with Atris. So the assumption, he's already been rescued by the player if they got to the true ending or the best ending of Mist. So he's been rescued, so now he's free. But his wife, Catherine, has been trapped in the land or on the island of Riven, in the age of Riven, I guess maybe it's more precise.
Mm-hmm.
But
For those of you confused, age does not mean an era. It means like a world.
Okay, so what do you mean? What do you mean?
Age, is that you said it means like a world more?
Yeah,
more so?
that confused me for a while, but I figured it out.
So Catherine has been imprisoned, is being held prisoner there by Atris's father, Gen, right?
Right.
Or Gen, and Gen, who is kind of ruling over Riven as sort of like a evil dictator type.
Yes, and he was going to marry Catherine until Catherine and Atris stabbed him in the back. Yeah, who was like, well, Gen thinks he's a god, and he was grooming Catherine as his very too young new wife.
Ew, pretty.
Yes.
So is that before or after?
That was before
she was married to Atris.
Riven. Huh?
Was that before or after she was married to Atris and had kids?
Oh, before.
Okay.
So way back.
Catherine and Atris meet during their young adult years on Riven. Catherine is actually a native from Riven. She's a Rivenite or whatever.
Gunny? Oh, hold on. I'm going to say that
No,
wrong.
Dunny. And no,
Dunny.
she's not a Dunny.
Yes. She's not a Dunny.
No, she's not from the Dunny age. She's from the Riven age.
Oh, okay. So the Dunny is in...
And Atris
I thought the Dunny were a people.
Yeah, I'm a little confused, but yes, whatever age or world the Dunny are from, that's where Gen is from. And Gen married a woman from Earth, or had a child, and that child is Atris. Atris is half human, half Dunny. He was raised by his grandmother, but then Gin came and forced him to come with him when he came of age to help him rule the ages.
Yeah, and
I read things.
I was seeing
Watched
here,
videos.
looking here on the Wikipedia plot section, it also mentions the moiety, which are rebels fighting against Gen's rule there in Riven, like as it's starting to be destabilized and falling apart.
It's complicated.
Which, if I understood the book, like as we were watching the playthrough, there's a book that you spend quite a bit of time reading through. That was like Atris's journal as he was trying to figure out a way to stabilize Riven.
Yeah.
If I understood correctly, trying to undo or at least delay what Gen was attempting to do.
Right. From what I read, apparently Gen did not fully understand the Dunny language. The Dunny is kind of an extinct people almost.
Oh, so that's the person we see at the very beginning. Is probably a Dunny, maybe.
Oh no, that's a Riven a Rivenite. You mean
Rivenite.
the man that gets poison darted in the neck?
Right.
Yeah, that's not a Dunny.
So who's the guy
actually the Rivenites used to speak the same language as Atris and Gen, but when Gen finally gave up and decided to let the Dunny have their free will and stop being a dictator, he wrote something in the book that created their world that made them forget who Atris was and gave them an entirely different language so Atris couldn't talk to them anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
I have a question. How many linking books are there?
Many as you want.
And
They'll just
what
make
is
more.
what's with the alphabet?
I
Not
don't.
the alphabet, but the numbers.
I didn't really solve very many at all
Okay.
puzzles in this game. I did play it.
Yeah, so of
for
the three of us,
research the other night.
for this review, of the three of us, Will's the only one to have played the game this past week. So the three of us did watch a good chunk of a playthrough together.
I watched the end.
So Will, how was this gets into, I think, to aesthetics, or a on our scale here. Is it successful in like transporting us into the world of Riven? Like, does the gameplay add to that? Does it take away from that? Do the graphics take away from that or add to it? The music, sound effects, acting. I guess acting would also fall into characters, but in terms of gameplay and your experience in the gameplay, how was that for you?
Well, as a child, I don't think I would have appreciated this game as a child. As an adult, yes, I came in saying, "Oh, this thing that I had heard about and seen images of that I didn't want to play as a child. Okay, I guess we're doing this." Of course, I'm talking about Myst, not the sequel. I didn't really know about the sequel, but in my mind, they were connected because they are. But what I'm trying to say is, actually, the graphics were good for that time period. This is like a 6.9 gigabyte game, and the computers in '97 were like 7 gigabyte hard drive. So I didn't know how that worked. But
Say more. What does that mean?
I know back then
I think Richard told me, or someone told me, it used like several discs.
Yeah, it came on 5 CDs.
Yeah.
Like,
5
do you remember
CDs.
that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was.
I think Luke still has it.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Oh man, I should have asked him.
Oh,
I wanted. Can I add something to the aesthetics, or is that
Yeah,
Will's?
Go ahead.
No.
Will's
Any of us
wheelhouse.
can talk about
I'm just saying that the aesthetics are better. The
I was
graphics
asking
are
him
better than I
about-
Wait,
expected.
he's talking.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was asking you about gameplay since you actually played it. But yeah,
Right.
the rest of us can chime in as well on aesthetics.
Okay.
Yes.
In the walkthrough, when you would push something and then something moved, and we were in a cave at one point, all three of us, and the wall moved back. Like, do you remember? It was like a collection of big, huge bricks just going. There was that sound, right?
Mm.
There was a shadow that the bricks cast on the ground. And even in hand drawn movies like the Aristocats, shadows, when they move, they also change their shape. And I was just that was one of my questions. Are like, was it real? Because like the stone would move, the shadow would move, but because like, look, so man, this is when I'm like, we should do a recording where everyone can see me wiggle my hands around. So like the sun's up here, or the light source is up here, the rock moves, but as the rock is moving, the shadow is going to be a little different because of where the sun is.
Mm-hmm.
And did they literally make a brick wall in real life, or like did they like make a teeny tiny one and like film it being moved that way they could capture the shadows perfectly, because it looked real.
Well, some of it was real. They did a lot of green screen capture, especially with the actors and actresses.
Right, but like with objects.
Yeah, and I think they probably used some, like it looked like some of it, and I'm not as familiar with the tech of that time, but some of it almost looked like they had taken photos and they wrapped kind of the textures onto maybe a computer model.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
like it
yeah,
kind
they
of
absolutely they
looked like
did that.
that.
Also, when you're trying to solve the puzzles, and you know how in animated cartoons that if something is about to move, it's a slightly different shade. It's like
It
the
does that in this
background.
game.
It does it. What?
Yeah, it does that in this game. You're right. I
Well,
noticed that.
I felt like it didn't. Like you couldn't really tell if the button was an actual button you push, or if it was just like a painting. Like
Oh,
the
well,
yeah, like so like the good.
the only time I could tell is when it was switching from a moving video to a still
Oh
pre-rendered image.
yeah. Oh
There
yeah,
would be
yeah,
a
yeah.
slight difference in graphic quality,
Mm-hmm.
but otherwise, you're right.
Do you remember like
I was confused.
the fish or the people being hung down, like it was like that little toy, and like the
I
toy would move, and
Oh
like the
yeah, yeah.
fish
In
go
the video,
chomp chomp
yes,
chomp.
I was not smart enough
Like
to get that far in
But like
my
it's
the
like a
buttons you're pushing,
mixture of Hangman and Jonah.
yeah. But the buttons you push, you can't tell if it's a button or if it's part of the scenery,
So you
and
gotta
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
true.
it makes that game take so much longer.
you gotta guess,
Go tap 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 all over the screen. You don't know where the buttons are.
trial and
It's
error.
great.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
mystery.
I bought a $7 version on Steam of the original experience, the original game, and that's one that we are reviewing. But there were re-release remasters, and,
Yes.
Oh
and
yeah.
I have read that in the newer version there's a hint system of some kind, as well as like it highlights. I don't know. I haven't played it myself. I don't know if it highlights it only when you're hovering over it with the mouse, but
Oh,
I've
so
read that it
for
tells you what to click on.
weaklings,
Yeah,
for
pretty much.
weaklings.
People
Yeah,
don't have
So
the
it
patience
easy
anymore.
mode.
buttholes. What are we in the age of quickness?
Yes.
Is that what we are?
The TikTok age.
The TikTok age.
Yeah, I
The
don't
You
have the attention
got
span
3
for this
seconds
age.
to hook me,
yeah.
or I'm
That's
leaving.
yeah. I was watching trailers for both the 97 and the 2024
2024, yeah.
2024 trailers, both of it going at the same time, and you actually have to walk like a little psycho across bridges. So I wonder if they made that hovering thing, like they put that in there because you actually have to walk, like not your character physically has to walk through
Yeah, like you're
everything. So
moving
it's probably going to take just
through
as
the
What,
long.
3D
like
environment
a
as
video
opposed.
animation or what?
Oh no
Okay,
no! Like
no.
No,
you're actually
the
you're
newer
actually
one,
yeah.
it's like a much
Oh,
It's like
the
more
newer
powerful,
one.
it's like walk walk walk
much
walk
I
more
don't
walk.
powerful
know.
video game engine, obviously.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
heard they did change that so your character you could actually, and in Uru Live, it was third person as well. Those were some future sequels.
I think it's not third person, but it is like it's still first person, right? Where
yes,
you don't
it's literally
see
the
your
But
eyes,
yeah.
but
yeah, but you don't click
you
on
can
a
move
pre-rendered
freely, right?
image. Yeah,
Say it again.
Yeah.
you can move freely.
Uh-huh.
The game we're playing, the version we're playing, is you click on a pre-rendered image and then suddenly
Yes.
you just see the next image. It's closer.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-mm. Again, I
Yeah.
don't have any memory of that because I was in it. I was in it to win it. It was great. Like I didn't realize it was just
It
it's just not something my
Pictures.
brain remembered.
it
I'll
made it
click on
hard
this
for
picture.
me
Oh, a
to
new
watch the
picture.
playthrough. Like when you're playing it, you kind of sit there and contemplate it. You're in control. You're clicking it
Yeah.
when you're ready.
Well, it's interactive. I mean,
Yeah, it's
I was
interactive.
bored with the
So yeah,
the
like
YouTube videos.
both of you are so funny. I was
Yeah.
bored.
I mean, I
Beg.
did start to get somewhat engrossed in the world, but that was more from an
Mhm.
aesthetic standpoint. I did have a really hard
Yeah.
time following any kind of plot.
It was very
There's no
complicated.
plot.
Yeah, this is
That's why
not
they wrote 3 novels.
well, it's not linear. It doesn't
No.
follow, and that was purposeful on their part. They chose that.
Now we're talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
it doesn't follow a linear storyline. So speaking of words that begin with L, let's get into talking about longevity for this game. And we've done a little bit of comparison already between the 2024 version, which has been also released. You can watch it. You can play it in virtual reality mode with one of those headsets.
I heard
that would be cool. I would enjoy.
I feel like I wonder if I was thinking today.
I was. And I was
Okay.
wondering, like, because I don't play games anymore.
Hmm.
And I think I'll just get so sucked in, I won't want to stop.
Yeah.
I don't need another Vice. I really don't.
This is why I played more sports games and SimCity 2000 when I was growing up. Is like you could play one game for like 45 minutes and then you're at a perfect pausing point and you can go do something else. I guess I've always kind of been that way. I don't get as much into the adventure exploring games because if I do, my fear is always I'll just not want to stop playing it and just play
Little
it for
Twilight
hours.
Zone action. Mm-hmm.
And you know, as a man in my 40s now with 4 children, I can't do that because then
No.
I don't sleep and I'm
Yeah.
a monster the next day.
And ain't not the truth.
You are a monster, so you have to drink a monster.
No.
Oh man,
I will
monster.
hit you. I will hit you. I will
Well, it turns
run and
out them
jump and
energy drinks
body
have
slam.
destroyed
Oh
my
man,
liver.
Absolutely.
I don't even
It's the
dare.
last thing this man needs.
I don't even dare try that now. They never worked for me really
No.
anyway. Like
Apparently, they're very bad for your liver, so don't.
yeah.
Oh, and be like, don't drink alcohol. But these little psychopaths are drinking monsters that taste like urine. You do realize that, right?
It'll still give you liver disease. Okay, it doesn't have to be
Because you're not
alcoholic.
supposed to drink urine. You're not supposed
It's
to drink
bad
urine.
for your liver.
You're not supposed to drink urine.
So getting back to longevity, does this hold up? Like, does the combination of the storytelling and
Oh,
the
is that what
world
you mean?
the world building, is that enough to make up for the 90s graphics, etc.? Or is just like, nah, I prefer the newer version if I were to play it now?
Ooh.
I thought you were asking about longevity, as in, will this franchise hold up and continue growing? You're just talking about this one game.
This particular
what is
game,
the
like
replayability of the game?
yeah, like does it
Okay.
hold up? Has it held up? Yeah.
Well, I gotta say the graphics remind me of. They may have been hot before their time. The graphics now they remind me of. I'm trying to remember the name of that game. Dang nabbit, all the heck. Skyrim.
Oh,
Language.
The Christian cussing over here.
Dang nabbit. Monkey bone.
So Elder Scrolls. Okay, that's what I was trying to say.
Mhm.
I think the graphics remind me of Elder Scrolls, and at first the live action people with the CGI 3D graphics was weird, but I noticed it actually didn't look that bad together. They did a good job composing them together, positing them together, and it's kind of nice. You know, it's different. I'm not used to that. I've never really preferred games in the past where you have these live action segments and stuff because it was just not the norm. I was not used to it, but actually it was nice in this game. I came to appreciate the graphics, even though some of it was limited because you couldn't actually move your character around. You just would click on an image and the next image would pop up. That's how I felt. Longevity, I think it has replay value today, but probably only for us
millennials.
Antiques. What am I looking for? Our
Nostalgia?
retro people.
I think I want to.
What do you think?
I don't know if this generation would play this game.
I don't think they would either. I would hold on. I would
Some of them.
I would play it, but I do feel like it needs an adjustment. It needs a map on the side that eventually grows to where you've been previously. Like, oh, you've been to this tunnel.
I got lost. That was my playthrough.
Yeah, like that.
They need to
Even watching the walkthrough, I'm kind of like, how do you know where you're going? Because it's even though there's variation in scenes and scenery and textures and sounds and music and what have you.
That's right.
It is so
that's what I
hard.
was looking for. Textures.
It's like so hard to just figure out where you are. And I think that's because it's like screen, 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 but you're not actually physically going with your character.
Yeah.
When I actually played it, I actually understood where I was at more than when I watched it on YouTube.
Yeah,
Mm.
and that guy's was just jumping all around, and there wasn't, because there was no commentary on the one we were watching. You don't know the player's thought processes.
Mhm.
So I think if I were to watch another playthrough, I would do one with commentary. So at least we know like what the reasoning is behind each decision of like, why are you going back there now? Why are you going backwards? Why are you going to this room? When you're playing, obviously you're thinking through that yourself and you're deciding this is why. So Laura, for you, does it hold up?
I don't think it would. I don't think it would work.
Okay.
I don't
So
think
Is
it
it
would.
replayable?
the 97 game as
But
itself.
the 97 version, I don't think would work because of where we are. That being said, I would only play the 97 version. I want to work for my
Yeah.
puzzles. I don't
Yeah.
want little hints. This
Our
isn't.
generation is
no.
get good. The new generation is hand holding. So
Yeah, I just no.
I don't know that there are. So
hand holding is nice because I'm dumb, but go ahead.
I'll disagree with y'all a little bit. Reason being is that I think where this game, and they are selling it in this format, I think where it has the potential to still do well today is on mobile devices. And as a
I mean,
as a
just
puzzle
the
game,
1997
yeah,
version. No.
for one thing, it's cheaper, and that is going to appeal to a lot of people. But
True.
it's similar to some other games. So I have noticed across the board on mobile games that, in terms of their level of graphics and sophistication there, that they are, I think, very purposefully often, like we're talking like 15, 20 years back on a lot of them. There's the retro elements and all of that. We could just pause. A few moments later. All right, we're back, folks. So we were talking about longevity, and I was disagreeing with Will and Laura a little bit because I have played some games that are very similar to this. One in particular, it's been around for a while. I don't know if they've come out with a third one yet, but it's called The Room, and it has a sequel called The Room 2, which I own on my Apple devices.
Very
And
imaginative.
it's very similar to Myst in its structure. You're exploring these relatively static environments. Obviously, the graphics are a little bit updated, but it's very similar in that you're not moving around freely. Like you click and move to a spot, you click and zoom in. Then you have to solve puzzles, much like in Myst, and you're figuring out a story, etc. And so those games do still exist and are still being made. And there's a lot of retro games and simpler games with simpler graphics that are still being made, newly made for
Like Minecraft. Make it make sense.
That's true.
I have no idea. I don't understand.
Doesn't count.
Well, I think it's just the ability to build almost whatever you want in that
Talk about
world
like
that
8-bit.
You
How
can
does that
appeals.
do that to
But yeah, it's like
Go ahead.
pixels and all that stuff. So there's still, I think there's still an audience for that, but it probably is more in the realm of mobile gaming. I don't know how well they're doing, selling in that sphere, but yeah, Cyan Productions has not come out with a lot of new games. They're slowly dying out, and they've kind of become almost like a holding company in some ways for the properties of the Myst series.
I've heard that.
But anyway, so I think it has the potential to hold up. And for me, a lot of it would be the nostalgia in terms of why would I play it. It would be more for that nostalgic feeling of
I
I
think
played
the
this a lot.
idea, the plot is interesting. But you're not getting a lot of plot while actually getting lost trying to play the game.
Yeah, that is a weaker
But it was
point,
entertaining.
I think, for it.
For a short period.
All right.
You said the magic
Yeah.
word.
Progress.
Speaking of which, that's our final category, entertainment. So
I thought that's what we were on. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, we are. Yeah, that was a
Entertainment.
perfect transition to it. We were on longevity, but that's a perfect transition point. So
I got confused.
entertaining, was this game fun? Like, did we enjoy it?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if so, what did we enjoy the most?
Ooh.
You want to go first, Laura?
Ooh.
Please do.
I like that it transports you. I like that it transports you with the sound effects, the story, the mystery, the what? Too
I
many
made
books?
a joke. I said linking books. Go ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
linking
Go ahead.
books.
Like
I don't-
literally transport you. Go ahead.
Like,
Oh, okay. Yes, that. Yeah, and the scenery is beautiful, and it makes you feel like you are a part of the quest, and I like that. It's entertaining that way. Your turn, Will. What do you think?
yeah. Did you enjoy it, Will? And if so, what
Yeah.
part did you enjoy the most?
Well, I did enjoy the graphics and like I said, they kind of reminded me of what we would eventually see with the Elder Scrolls series, graphics wise. I mean, obviously, I haven't played Skyrim much, but it's probably a lot better than what the graphics they had in '97. But just that aesthetic, I think. I enjoyed it entertained me. As long as there's stuff for me to do, I can be entertained. Unfortunately, I hit a wall in my own gameplay because I didn't know how to progress anymore. And I've
Probably
heard
the
online.
buttons were hidden. That's
Yes.
why.
I've read or heard online that most players couldn't get through these games without a player's guide or walkthrough. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we pause? My dog's whining.
Oh, is that what that is? It's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. Dear listeners, since we're getting ready to talk about ratings, I would like to talk to you about ratings. Specifically, your rating of our podcast. If you get a moment and you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please go to our podcast page and scroll down. I believe it's on the bottom. It might be a little bit different with each app. But if you would take the time to give us a rating, and if you really feel generous, give us a written review. But at least the rating helps us to get featured in Apple Podcasts and Spotify, helps other people to find our podcast. So that would be a big help to us and just an encouragement. It would be another way of us hearing from you and learning what you think about the work that we're doing here. Additionally, if you enjoy our podcast, we would love it if you would share it with your friends, your family, whether that's sharing on social media, maybe as a particular episode that you really enjoyed, or just recommending the podcast in general. We would really appreciate that. So, with that being said, now back to the podcast. So now we're going to talk ratings. So we've, off mic, have gone through what we want to give each category. We're not going to put you all through that. But we are going to give our overall ratings for this game. And it's based on like how we view it now, not necessarily how we would have viewed it back when it came out. This is more like what's our rating of it now compared to our other gaming experiences. So, Will.
I give it a 3. Fun but forgettable. I mean, the plot was very good, but I only know about the plot because I did research on the internet, YouTube videos. I got information about the 3 novels. I actually had the second novel, by the way, as a child, but never read it. It just wasn't interesting to me at that age. But unfortunately, I didn't really get any of the plot except for what Atris tells us in the very beginning of the game before we get control of the character. I'm sure there must have been something later. I didn't find any journal pages or anything myself. I think that there is some out there you can find, and I'm sure there are cutscenes that I did not see because I just was too dumb to figure out how to progress through all the puzzles and getting lost in that world. Not lost in a good way. I'm talking about I got lost. But so I'm gonna have to give it a 3. Fun but forgettable. It was fun to explore that island. I hear the game has like 5 islands of Riven or something. I don't know. I didn't get very far.
All right. Laura. You can go, babe. Oh, okay. So I, on first gut instinct, also gave it a 3. A big chunk of that was that I really needed more with the characters. I think they're not, at least in my experience, fleshed out quite enough. However, I think I'm tempted to go a little higher maybe 3.25 just for nostalgia purposes. Like, this definitely does transport me back to my days as a senior in high school when I was playing Myst quite a bit in my room. I had a nice computer in my room for the first time. No internet access, which was smart on my parents' part, but I could play games on it and things like that. And Myst was one of the ones. So this reminds me of some of those days. And there is something fun about like taking the time to like slow down and solve puzzles. So I think I'm actually going to bump it just a little bit to 3.25 for mine. So it's just above fun but forgettable, but not at the level of this rocks. And Laura.
And I went with a 4.5. It transports you, the nostalgia element, and it's the mystery, and it does slow you down. So you have to really take your time and be intentional with how you go about the game. And I really like that.
Awesome. All right. So I haven't added up the aggregate, but yeah, you guys heard our readings. So we'd like to know yours. We'd like to know what you would give Riven if you have played it, and what your thoughts are. Maybe you just did a playthrough. Maybe you played it yourself back in the day, played it recently. We'd like to know what you would give it. How many nerd hats would you rate?
Oh no, I'm sweating like Roger Ebert.
All right, so it's getting late and our child is upset. And yeah, we're gonna wrap this up, folks. So all right, nerd hatters. So next week we are going to be talking about Philips CDI Zelda games. This is a topic that Will has put into the nerd hat. And Will, do you want to give a little teaser for what that's about? Like, what the heck is a Philips CDI, first of all?
That was a failed console, a failed video game console, the Philips CDI.
Yes,
And
that came
this
out.
whole story of how this happened and how I think it was just two, could have been three, authorized but not official Zelda games came to be, which Nintendo will not talk about, plus at least one Mario game.
Nice.
On a console that's not Nintendo. These were the first Nintendo games on a console that was not a Nintendo. And darn it, Nintendo didn't sign a contract before everything went south, allowing this tragedy to happen. You will know what I mean when you see these craptastic games. I think Mario's Hotel was actually not that bad. The Zelda games, laughingly terrible.
So this should be something fun to critique and
We're gonna laugh our heads off.
Nice. So that's coming next week. And these are from the 90s, yes? Roughly?
Yes.
90s? Yeah. I remember the Philips CDI. The only game I ever remember playing was, I think, something with a gecko?
Gex?
Gex. Jex? Jex or Gex? Yes, I remember
Gex.
playing that on there at the Incredible Universe. It was this really awesome electronics store that we had in my town of Phoenix, Arizona. And it was just super fun. And I remember seeing the Philips CDI there. They also had like the Atari Lynx back in the day.
Yeah.
And they brought in these 3D virtual reality pods back when that was trying to get off the ground and sadly failed to back in the 90s. Rest in peace. What was the Game Boy? There was like a Nintendo version of that. It was like the headset that you put on, the red headset.
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy, yeah. Rest in peace, Virtual Boy.
Play one of those for a few hours, you can't no longer see the color red. Also, grammar bad.
So we're hitting nostalgia again coming next week. So Philips CDI, Zelda games.
This is not the comfort food you remember.
All right, nerd headers. Until next time.
Sayonara.
Live long and prosper.
See you later.
The Nerd Hat podcast was produced in partnership with Nerd Hat Productions, which is owned by me, Richard Best. So it's produced by me. Wait, what is this music? Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find my normal music. There we go. Okay, so the Nerd Hat podcast is produced by Nerd Hat Productions. I want to give a big thank you to my co-hosts, Will Boyer and Laura Morales. They have been such a big part of the success of this podcast. It would not be possible without them. I mean that sincerely. I would have quit a long damn time ago. Thanks also to all of our many collaborators and guests over the years, and most recently Elijah Miller for giving us a new logo. While I was involved in creating it, I did not do the artwork. He did it, and it was amazing. So, the Nerdhead Podcast was recorded by me, Richard Best, and edited by me, Richard Best, with a little bit of assistance from Riverside.fm. I appreciate that program. It has been very helpful for virtual recordings, like on snow days, things like that. You name it. Anyway, I digress. Until next time, nerds, nerd hatters, nerdettes, assorted nerd persons, live long and prosper.